Hello!
Welcome back to Books and Crannies.
Sorry. Shoot. I'm Danielle.
I am Sarah.
It's time for a personal read check-in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, dude. And we have a lot to talk about. Mostly Sarah.
Yeah.
But I got some stuff.
I have a lot to talk about and also not a lot, if you know what I mean.
If I'm catching your drift. I don't know if I do.
I don't.
But I suppose we'll find out.
Yeah.
You certainly have to start, because I know you definitely have multiple reviews. I have one.
I have two. Yeah.
You have a couple. But you also have several other books on top of my books.
Yeah.
Just books on books.
Books everywhere.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about first, Sarah?
I was going to ask you, do you want to hear about my reviews, my finished books, or do you want me to start with the other ones?
I suppose we could talk about current reads.
Yeah.
Instead
okay.
of reviews first.
Okay.
Start there. So what are you currently reading, Sarah?
Okay, well, I will start with... I started listening to an audiobook called Mile High by Liz Tomforde.
Mm-hmm. You look really enthused.
I've listened to about 19% of it.
Yeah.
And I really hate it. I'm really not a fan. It's another hockey romance, but like professional hockey.
My question.
Yeah.
Why do you keep picking?
Because I like to torture myself. No, I don't know. It was just like one that I know is popular, and so I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, fair.
And we had someone recently on TikTok say something about the author of that book, so I was like, oh, I'll try it.
Yeah, and it's not.
And I didn't hate Pucking Wild, so I was like, maybe I'll like it.
One. Well, what's wrong with it?
It's boring.
Oh no.
So okay, I'll give you a little short premise.
Great.
There's like a professional hockey dude, and the main female character is like the airline. What is the word I'm looking for? She's like the person that hands out drinks. What the fuck are they called? Stewardess?
Maybe?
Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll go with it.
She's like
we
know what you're talking about.
The airline stewardess that works on the plane that like flies his team around.
Okay.
And he like picks on her, and they keep running into each other when they're like in town for a game or whatever. And oh my god, it's so boring. And I really don't like the narrators for this audiobook.
Yeah.
It's two, and both of their voices kind of drive me insane.
Oh no.
So that being said, I returned it. I'm not listening to it anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it's really hard for me to DNF a book.
Me too.
But
we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I struggle to do it. But I'm also like, I don't got time for this.
Yeah. Life is too short to listen to or read books that you aren't enjoying.
Yeah. I could be investing time towards something I do like.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With a DNF, are you going to put it on your Goodreads?
No.
You're not gonna?
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I know that some people in a DNF will give it a rating for what they like read or listened to up until that point, and then call it good. But
no,
I feel like that's kind of a lie.
Yeah, I don't feel right like leaving a rating on a book that I didn't finish because it wasn't my kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I wish there were an option on Goodreads that's like DNF or something.
Yeah, I do too.
Because then you could see that on the book as well. Like if you're going to look at reviews or something. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I think that you can like leave a review without leaving a rating.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people like on Goodreads, someone left a rating or a review that said they didn't finish it.
Yeah.
And there's no rating on it. Okay. I just don't know how to do it.
We can look at it. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
But I also don't want that to count towards my like yearly reading goal because I didn't finish it.
That's
and
fair.
I'm not a cheater.
You can't be lying to the app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Sarah?
What?
I feel you.
Yeah, you
want to know why?
Tell me about it.
Well, guys, I started listening.
You got so weird.
Do you expect anything less from me? Okay, well, I started listening to an audiobook.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Because I was like, wow, Sarah's betrayed me. I might as well join the cult. Jokes. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
I started it. I'm okay. We have lots to say here.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you what I started.
Tell me all the things. I'm listening.
I started Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kenney.
Okay.
And I'm like 45% of the way through.
Okay.
And it is, I'm going to give you a brief premise. It's like a paranormal Great Gatsby modern day retelling.
Okay.
Okay. So that sounds kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
absolutely. That sounds like something that I would be like, I want to read that.
Tell me more about it.
Yeah.
Please, narrator. Except, don't say anything, narrator. Please don't. It's only one woman, and this is my first audiobook experience, so I realize this is, like, not how it always is.
Yeah.
And that I can find one with people who aren't just the same person trying a different voice.
Uh-huh.
And that's really a hang-up for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially because she's jumping back and forth between, like, a ton of characters. It's, like, multiple women, multiple men, one with an English accent, which, like, not good. It's bad. It's really bad. But other than that, like, the audiobook experience I'm not mad about. It's just that I picked a bad one to start.
Sure.
But, like, having it on in the car and stuff is nice. I find myself paying attention to it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, right?
I feel like, I mean, I have music on in the car 99% of the time, but, like, this is a quieter thing. I can't say my daughter in the car with me is weirdly silent anytime I have an audiobook
Interesting.
on. Yeah. She's, like, listening to the conversation. I'm like, well, dang, maybe I got to pick my books more.
Heck yeah.
More, wisely.
Yeah. No smut.
Because this one definitely has that.
She's like, more, Mom.
Yikes. Yes, we'll have to think about that, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the experience of the audiobook for so far. I just don't really like the narration. And other than that, the story's like, it's not good.
That's a bummer.
It's not good.
That's a bummer, because that has such good potential.
I know, and I'm like, I wonder if I read it, if I'd feel differently.
Yeah, like if you were making up the
Perhaps.
voices in your head.
But I don't know if I would, because the writing is also just, like, makes me roll my eyes sometimes.
Subpar.
It's a little cringy. The whole main female character is always like... And then I drop into my low register, into my lap, my persuasive voice. And I'm like...
Ugh.
And maybe that's the narration really grinding my gears.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd like that in a book.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
relax.
think that I would enjoy that.
And she says it a lot. And then I'm going to spoil it a little, because I don't know if you want to read it at this point.
I mean, you have nothing good to say about it so far. I don't care to read it.
Yeah. The main Gatsby, the main man, is a vampire. And he's been turning vampires.
Okay.
Turning people into vampires. That's his whole shtick.
Okay.
But it felt very like Bella Swan.
Okay.
When he made the reveal. Because he was injured and came out unscathed. And he's like, just say it, kind of thing. Like, you know. And here's the things about it.
It sounds a little bit like it's like throwing too much into the pot.
It sure is.
For one story.
Yeah. I mean, the premise sounds interesting enough, but I think I'm DNFing this one, Sarah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say no thanks.
Good for you.
45% of the way through. Like, that makes me feel like I should commit to the bit here.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, no, I have limited time to listen to audiobook as it is. Like, it's only going to be in the car, which I'll be doing more of now. So that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
But I could also be using that time for something I enjoy.
Yeah, to books that you're going to actually be like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And this one is 13 hours long.
Oof.
So 45%, I've already listened to it for like 6 hours almost.
Yeah.
Ew, Danielle, relax. Brother, ew.
Gross.
So, yeah.
Well,
that
bummer.
was going down too.
I'm sad that you, for your first audiobook experience, are not having a good experience.
I mean, it's fine. I'm not shitting on audiobooks because of it. Just this particular one. And I wish it weren't just one woman narrating all of it. And, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I will say that, like, in the ones that I've listened to that have multiple narrators, aside from Butcher and Blackbird, when they're, like, in their chapter, they still do the voices for the other people. Yeah. Which is a little annoying. Yeah. However... It's better than just listening to one person do 17 different people.
Having a conversation with herself. Yeah. One of them being an English man. Like,
with a bad accent.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm moving on. I definitely put Butcher and Blackbird on hold. So we'll see when that one comes through. But yeah, I'm going to find another one. Because now you showed me where to look. And there were some good options on there. Shoot.
You're welcome.
So tomorrow morning, I'll probably start a new one. I'll let you know.
I'll stalk your Goodreads and find out for myself.
Great. I don't even know what to tell you.
I saw your Goodreads and texted you, and I was like, did you start an audiobook?
I was like, maybe. I sure did. I like that Goodreads allows you to put in percentage, too. Yeah. That's nice.
It is nice.
Goodreads.
Way to go, Goodreads.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Anyways, speaking of...
Did you do the...
Speaking of Butcher and Blackbird... I started listening to Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver.
Yeah. Is that one I have to put on hold also?
No.
It's just
It was just ready for me.
Shoot, dang.
I went... This morning, I decided I was going to change what I was listening to.
Yeah.
And searched for it and it was just available. I was like, sick.
Well, I have a while to wait before that can happen. But
yeah,
maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, how far are you into it?
I'm like 17% through. And I just have to go back in time a little bit really quick. And do you remember when I told you that the man narrator for this, or for Butcher and Blackbird, was the same one that I was looking for? The one I've talked about multiple times?
Yes.
I was wrong.
He was not.
I was absolutely making shit up in my head.
Well, dang.
When I started this one this morning, it said the narrator's name, and I was like, huh?
Who?
That's not who I thought it was. So the Scottish accent makes a whole lot more sense now.
The fact that it's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
and sounds absolutely nothing like that other guy, whose voice I really don't like. I don't understand what the hype is about him. Don't get it at all.
I don't even know. I'll have to listen one day. But anyway,
yeah.
How are you feeling about it so far?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's like different main characters.
Okay.
It's Leather and Lark.
Right.
Instead of Butcher and Blackbird.
Aye. Is it the same sort of vibe so far?
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar to Butcher and Blackbird. It's fun. The narration is the same, two people, so it's like...
Yeah. Bringing you back to the world.
It's fun.
Okay.
And the main female character is best friends with the female character in the first book. So.
Got it.
So you got some of her in the first book.
Okay. Now it's her spin-off.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, that's exciting.
So yeah.
Well, shoot. One day I'll get to those. That is fun.
Heck yeah.
I have one review and then an in progress that you're going to review today. Those are my only other reads.
I have another in progress.
Okay, what is it? Tell me about it.
I'm also reading Lost Boy by Kristin Henry.
Yeah.
I read about 132 pages.
Mm-hmm.
I read 132 pages.
Exactly.
It's like a Dark Peter Pan retelling, but it's like how Captain Hook, or like Captain Hook's real origin story or whatever. It's interesting. The same author wrote the one I gave you to borrow that was a Alice in Wonderland
I
retelling.
Very much have it.
And I really enjoyed that one, and I'm not liking the writing as much in this one, and I don't know if it's just the mood that I'm in or what, but I'm like struggling with it a little bit. I'm enjoying the story, and I just got through part 1 and like came to a little bit of a climax.
Whoa.
In the book. And so I think maybe it's gonna start getting better, and I really wanted to try to finish it this week so that I would have another review, but I got sucked into a different book and couldn't. So
yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think it's gonna get good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the other one that I read that she wrote.
Is it Alice by chance?
Alice, yeah, that's the one.
Got it. Well, hopefully it picks up.
Yeah, I think it's going to. Peter Pan's kind of a douche, so.
I mean, The Never King was the last Peter Pan exposure I had.
Yeah, this one is much less romancy.
Okay, not that was romance at all.
I mean, it was dark romance.
Yeah. It was something. We don't need to talk about that shit ever again.
Anywho.
Anyway, the only other thing I'm also reading right now is The Women.
Okay.
By Kristin Hanna.
Yeah, how much did you read?
Only 40 pages, dude. Okay. I just haven't had the time. Okay. But this is for our book club. Mm-hmm. And it is Vietnam, wartime, historical fiction. And I'm liking it so far. I mean,
you're not very far,
so I don't have much to say about it. But I do like her writing thus far. This is the first Kristin Hanna I've read. So I'm excited. But you have to review it now.
Yeah,
You just can't tell me too much.
Started reading The Women this week, and I finished it.
You did.
That
thick chonker. How many pages, do you know?
500 something.
Great.
Dude. That book is so good. Okay, first. I gave it 5 stars.
I feel like everyone I know who's read it has given it 5 stars.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
This book, dude,
Give me a review. Tell me everything.
Okay, I'm going to start by saying when I wasn't reading this book, I was fucking thinking about this book.
Okay.
Like, I had dreams about this fucking book before I finished it because I was like, I have to know what happens. It's so fucking good.
I'm very excited for this feeling.
Dude.
Next week.
I hope that you feel the same way about it. I love Frankie, the main character. She's a badass.
She is.
And also, Oh, it's so good. I'm like, I don't know what to say without spoiling it for you. I love her writing.
Yeah.
I'll start with that. Her writing is very captivating. It's like easy to read, but also just draws you in. Like, you have to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I do feel like the writing is fast paced. Like,
yeah.
You can eat it up really quickly.
I think I read it.
Stumbling over it.
Yeah, I think I read the whole book in a total of like 3 sittings. I just fucking flew through it. It's so good. When I first rated it, I actually rated it 4.75. Okay. And I took a 1/4 star away because I felt like it was a little bit repetitive in where when you would finally start to think like, oh, something's gonna go right for her, life would come in and like knock her down. And it was every single fucking time. And so I was like, that's, a little annoying. And then I sat with it for a day and I was like, yeah, but that's literally life. Yeah. It literally is life. And hold back. She did such a good job at depicting that. Like, yeah. So I raised it up to 5 stars. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the book at all. Oh, there was one other thing. However, I don't know how to say it without spoiling anything for you, but I'm going to try.
I believe.
There was something that happened, and the first time it happened, I was like, okay, cool. I knew that was going to happen. I fucking knew it. And then it happened again, and I said, oh, hell no. Absolutely freaking not. There's no way in absolute in the world that would happen twice. Yeah. There's absolutely no way. Yeah. I mean, there probably is, but come on.
So a far-fetched scenario happening a second time.
Twice. Okay. Not once, but twice. And the first time I could get behind it.
Okay.
I hope that doesn't spoil it for you, though.
I guess we'll see.
But anyways, I really, really loved it. I think it might be my new favorite book of the year.
Wow. Over Fourth Wing and the Huntress?
Yes. Wow. It was Danielle. And this book made me cry like 14 times, and the first one was in the first like 100 pages, which is
soon for me, probably.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
So go read it if you haven't, please, and tell me what you think.
I will be back with a review next week.
I can't wait to hear your review.
Yeah. Book club is next week, so I gotta get her done.
You have to.
Yeah, I will. I'm excited. I like it so far, but I can't say much. I'm only 40 pages in. We're still laying the groundwork, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I hope I'm not overhyping it for you, but dude, it was so good.
It's not only you. I feel like any time I see someone finishing this book, it's a 5-star rave. Yeah. You know what I mean? People seem to really love it, as is the case for a lot of Kristin Hannah books.
Yeah, so I want to read more of her books now. I have a couple that I should probably just do.
Yeah, I have Nightingale, but I think that's the only other one I have.
I have Four Winds, and I think I bought another one at a thrift store, but I can't remember. It's not important.
Who knows? But if I do love it as much as you, then we'll have to read a couple more first.
Certainly.
And we gotta get Kate Quinn again. Come on.
I know. I just got today the Rose Code from the thrift store, so we'll have to read that.
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, I have one review. Do you want it now? And then you give me your second one?
Yeah.
Sick. So, this week I did read more than just all that.
Okay, what else?
I finished a whole book.
What?
I read 310 pages.
Oh my goodness.
Of The Wicked Deep.
Yeah.
By Shea Ernshaw.
Okay, what'd you rate it?
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
4-star. Yeah. This is one Sarah's read. Mm-hmm. Remember going back to how I'm mostly talking about books she's read? We're back in that boat. One day, the tables will have turned again.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Give me your review.
Okay. Are you ready for it?
I am ready.
Buckle up.
I'm listening.
Listen,
I'm
Sarah.
listening.
I really liked the book.
Okay.
Just period. I feel like in general I can say I really enjoyed my experience with it.
Yeah.
The concept is really, really fun. Mm-hmm. I love a witchy tale. There was a lot of like mystery and intrigue surrounding it all. I can say that there was some like surprise moments that I wasn't entirely anticipating.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of like had suspicions here and there, but they were kind of I don't know, the same thing but different, you know what I mean? So when it came out to be these like the way that it turned out, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Stop it. Quit. I like her writing. I think it was fast-paced and easy to read. There was no complaints there.
Yeah.
The characters were fun to get to know, especially in this world that is like, you know, shrouded in mystery, and it's a small town. There's a lot of questions. There's people in danger. There's a lady who seems to know a lot about it. Mm-hmm. There's a whole freaking cult following of this little town in the middle of nowhere with very little population. So, like, come on.
I know.
That's fun.
I know.
And it's also like a movie I'd watch.
Yeah.
That sounds like it'd be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really enjoyed the experience of it. I think the reason I dropped it a star was just because too many events unfolded again at the end where I was like, all right, let it lie. But I don't hate the way it resolved. I just am also like, okay, that's kind of far-fetched.
Sure.
The ending.
Yeah.
Of just, it's kind of far-fetched. I feel like the main male character would not have stuck around after all of that.
Yeah, certainly.
You know what I mean?
I kind of forgot. I forgot what happened. So, like, hearing you talk about it again, I'm like, oh, yeah.
After the review, I can tell you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name, but I feel like he certainly would not have been there any longer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of silly. Also, the magic behind it all was never horribly explained.
Yeah.
Like, why? 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 There's no real reason that any of that happened. So, like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Where did all that come from?
That's fair.
Yeah. But in general, I really liked it.
But it was
4
fun,
stars,
right?
solid. It is fun. It was fast. It's witchy vibes. Love a witch vibe.
Yeah.
And the writing was pretty good.
I am pretty sure I read that, like, around Halloween time, so I was like, yes, eat it up.
That's a great vibe for the Halloween times.
Yeah.
So if you want a Halloween book, The Wicked Deep. Okay?
Yeah.
By Shea
Ernshaw.
Yeah. It was pretty good. 4 stars is solid.
Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
I did like it. I think you gave it a 3. I was looking on Goodreads, so.
Oh.
Just to let you know.
Sick.
That's what you did.
Cool.
But now that that's over.
Yeah.
Why were they cursed in the lake? They weren't actually witches.
I feel like it was explained, but I don't remember. It's been forever.
It wasn't. At least that I know of. Like, nothing really happened. I mean, they were drowned, and then suddenly they cursed the town, and then
how did they do that?
Yeah, how did that curse happen?
Yeah.
And then once they break the curse, they just, like, their bodies appear as if they had drowned yesterday. I'm like, okay, but where is all this magic coming from? So unless they were actually witches, but then they weren't witches. We established that they were drowned for no reason.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like, oh yeah, hey, I've been occupying this girl's body and you fell in love with me, but I'm gonna go and she's gonna take my place. And he's like, bet, I'll stay with her, baby. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna still pine over you for the rest of my life here. Like, no chance.
Oh, yeah. Weird.
He stayed and was like in a relationship with freaking the girl.
The ghost girl.
No,
with the girl.
The girl without the ghost girl.
Yeah.
Come on.
Weird.
I don't know. It was pretty good, but
yeah.
Well, anyway, what else did you finish, Sarah?
Well, if you remember from last week, I was talking about a book called The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson.
I sure do. And you were really loving it.
I finished it.
What'd you rate it?
I don't know why I finished it, because it was really, really terrible. It was so bad. I gave it 2 stars.
Okay. This is the the werewolf nodding love story.
Yes.
Okay.
And honestly, now that I've said I gave it 2 stars out loud, I don't know why I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
I think I was being generous. I'm like, I feel bad giving it 1 star.
So you really want to give it 1 star?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a review. Tell me all the goods. This was an audiobook, right?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad. The writing was like subpar. Not great. Kind of cringy. The freaking dialogue between the characters was disgusting. And every time they talked, I was like,
oh no.
Gross.
Disgusting in the way that's like they're being
cringy.
Dirty or cringy?
Just cringy.
Like, ew.
Yeah.
You're being lovey-dovey and gross?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like not in a cute way. It's just like gross.
Okay. Like
ew.
my widow baby.
No, just it was just bad. It was badly written.
Okay, I'm sorry I'm digging. Carry on. What else?
And the story was really boring, entirely too predictable. Like I knew what was gonna happen at the end in the first fucking 5% of the book. Bored.
You could have been done then.
Friggin' snooze fest.
Oh no.
Outside of all of that.
Yeah.
I swear that they talked about nodding every other freaking page. I'm like, bruh, it's too much.
Yeah. I'm surprised you stuck with it after that.
Yeah, well, I really have a hard time not finishing books after I start them.
But you just not finished one.
I know, but that was after I finished this one.
So now you've made a resolve.
Now I have made a resolve that
You will not.
Life is too short
through a crap book.
To truck through crap books.
Was it the fake maid that did it for you?
Maybe. Maybe it was. No, this book, I literally just could not listen to the friggin' narrators in that book anymore. They were driving me insane. But anyways, that's not this one. Yeah, the nodding, too much. The friggin', it was just really bad. I really didn't enjoy it. Here, I'll give you an example of cringy dialogue. So, after they banged for the first time, which was like at, I don't know, let's say, I'm making shit up, but 40%, whatever, 30, where it was pretty early.
Great.
She then, okay, so, main male character is an alpha. Okay. Which is like, in this world, you're supposed to disclose if you're an alpha or something. Because they like live among humans. Okay. And everyone knows that they're werewolves. It's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. No big deal.
But you're supposed to disclose if you're an alpha.
Yeah.
And then the main female character, spoiler alert, she's an omega. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I guess they're
the
like...
opposite. Yin yang?
They're like supposed to be... An alpha can't not unless it's with an omega.
Ah, okay. Got it. The O. Omega.
The O.
No. The big O.
So after the first time they banged, and he figured out that she was an omega because her grandma spoiled it. Spoiler alert.
Oh my god, grandma.
I know, grandma, jeez.
Mind your own business.
Then just every time they banged, she would be like, oh my god, alpha, and he'd be like, oh, you're my omega. Cringy. It was really, really bad. So yeah, thoroughly...
Do not recommend?
Do not recommend. Did not enjoy.
Got
1
it.
Star.
All right.
I need to update that.
You do. You gotta show your true feelings on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Well,
and listen, if you're into nodding...
Great.
Oh my. Good for you. You might really enjoy this book. I'm not. I didn't. So...
There it is.
Do with that what you will.
There it is. No thanks to the fake mate if you're not into nodding.
Yeah.
Copy. So I will never
it also okay, listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm just gonna keep throwing things.
Tell me.
I feel like nodding was never like, and this is not a complaint that I have because I already know what nodding is. I don't need to know anymore.
Yeah.
But it wasn't ever like thoroughly explained in this book.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for someone going into it not knowing what it is, they'd be like, what is happening? So that's another...
Maybe that's for the better.
Yeah, maybe that's why I gave it 2 stars.
It's because you know damn well what's going on there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
Anyways.
I hope for both of us, better audiobook weeks.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm like listening to Leather and Lark, yeah. So...
I gotta pick a good one.
Yeah.
Off of that list.
Yeah.
So I'll pick something tasty.
Yeah.
That I've been like wanting to read.
Certainly.
Great.
Good.
Anyway, what did you all read this week?
Yeah, if you finished any books, you gotta leave your reviews or your ratings.
And review if you want.
And review if you really want to type all that in the comments below.
And if you've read any of the books we talked about today, please let us know how you felt about them.
Yeah.
Did you really love The Fake Mate? Is Sarah just shitting on your favorite book?
I'm sorry if I offended you. It was terrible.
You're really sorry, I can tell. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And hanging out with us.
And I guess we'll freaking see you next week.
We shall. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Okay, bye.